Through high school, I was this college basketball, star or whatever. So, I was just always everybody popular guy, all this stuff. And then I got a scholarship to play basketball at a college. Ultimately, I stopped going to class, started drinking, started partying. Lost my scholarship because I stopped going to class. So I had a decision to make. My parents were, if you're gonna come home and learn my dad's trade, which was, in the union at Caterpillar, at a manufacturing facility, or join the military, which I had planned on doing eventually after college. So that was a no-brainer to me. I was like, I'm joining the military, getting out of here, getting away from my problems. Ultimately, I thought that was going to solve the problem. That didn't solve the problem, right? Got married when I was 19. This was about 6 months after boot camp, thinking that, that was going to solve, my loneliness. Just loneliness for home, loneliness, this void. I had this void that couldn't be filled, and the beer wasn't doing it, the booze wasn't doing it. So maybe this girl that I met in Bremerton, Washington when I was 19. 3 months later, I knew that wasn't it. It was just more pains and more frustrations. We ended up getting an annulment. I was 20 years old and I'd already been married and divorced. I was 24, and I married another woman, thinking that was gonna make it better too. And we ended up having a kid, and it was even worse because of it. I have a 17-year-old son that I don't see and can't be a part of his life because of all the pains that I caused with his mother. Moved back home, mom and dad begging me to come home because they missed me and stuff. So I moved back to Illinois. Started drugs. I turned to drugs this time, and it got so bad that I was dealing. I went from serving in the military, giving my life for the country that I love, to becoming a drug dealer. and my brother called me saying, hey, we're traced your money. We know what's going on. You either get out of it now, or we're gonna come get you. Like, this is the one tip that you're gonna get out. I moved to Washington that day. That was Illinois. That was 12 years ago, and I moved out here 12 years ago. I had a buddy that had already moved out here, and he had a job for me, doing some construction, and that was right in the middle of the economy. It took a hit, so of course I was a new guy out here, so I was the first guy they fired. I was starting to get back into drugs a little bit while I was out here. Lost the money to do those kind of things, and I came to a spiral and halt, and didn't know where I was going with my life. It made me find out who I really was, which was nothing. I looked back at my life, and I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. I wanted just the pains to end, because I kept failing, and every time I tried to do something in my own strength, I knew that it wasn't gonna amount to anything. But I was able to turn my life around, and I got married again to my wife that I have now, and that's a God can story still in work. I've been able to turn my life around. I've been able to get my master's degree. I've been able to do things. But ever since I gave my life back to God in August of 2018, I just don't have the desire. I don't know how to explain it, except for I know I came to the end of myself, because I told God that these girls mean more to me than anything, and if He would take away my need to drink, if He would take away my need to bury these pains, that I would serve Him the rest of my life, that I would be the best dad, the best husband I could ever, that I wanted to be. If it was a Chris Can story, it is all those bad things that I told you. It's all the mess that I've made by trying to be, that good person, or trying to make it in this world, But because I've learned that only with God I can, and that I can be happy. My name is Chris, and this is my God Can story.